Hey there, YouTube. Cheers. Drinking a little zero sugar Gatorade. Hope that everyone's doing well. Thought I'd get on for just a few minutes. This week is going by so fast. Today it's the evening of Tuesday, December 17th, a little over a week before Christmas. Hope everyone is doing well. Thought I'd get on with another Let's Go for a Spin. I didn't do one last week because I didn't really feel like listening to a lot of music, and so I only listened to a few records, and so I have I'm sorry, the week before last, and the last week I did listen to a little bit more music, and so I just have all of those to go over today. I hope everyone's doing well in this holiday season. I know sometimes the holiday season can be challenging for some folks, and so praying that everyone is taking care of themselves and their mental health and getting help if needed. It's nothing wrong with not being okay. Just we need to get some help sometimes. It's okay. So I don't want this to run over too long, and I'm sure it will. I'm sorry in advance. Let's just go over what I've listened to over the last couple of weeks. And so, first one we'll look at was this album by The Knack. This is an album. Um, oh, I have this in here. You can't see the back. Sorry. This um, this is their live at the House of Blues, September 25th, 2001. This was a Record Store Day release in 2022, and so I did listen to it. It's a double album on this. I think it's called Baby Blue vinyl for both discs. This was a nice album. I'm not a huge fan of the Knack. I have maybe three of their live albums. I do like them, and I have some of their studio albums. Not much. I think I have a grand total of maybe 6 or 7 albums by the Knack. And so this record, there are a couple of things about it that's a little bit disappointing. One, the sound quality is really bad on the first record, on the first side. It gets a little bit better, maybe 3 songs, 4 songs in. It gets better, and as the album progresses, it does seem to get better. And I think I read that this was recorded from the soundboard, so it's not the best sound quality, but also it didn't capture a lot of the crowd, which I think would have made it more energetic, especially for some of the songs that they did. So this, what I didn't realize, and I bought this album uh last year. I think I skimmed through it. I don't even think I had ever really listened to the whole thing. But what I liked about this album was, and so on this album, uh, they had just released a new album, and I don't remember the name of it, As Normal as the Next Guy or something like that, that just released in 2001. And so this album contains some of the material from their new album at the time and some of their classics. And I thought it was funny when they were advertising their new album, it said this is available at Tower Records and Warehouse Records. And I don't think either of those exist anymore. But it's not bad. It begins with a song "Pop Is Dead," which I kind of like. "Oh Tara, Can I Borrow a Kiss?" and another "Lousy Day in Paradise" were nice. Side two, it really gets strong to me. Um, the songs on side two I like is the second song, "One Day at a Time." I really did like that song. And then "Harder on You," but the last song, Siamese Twins, The Monkey and Me, and then they're also doing a version of Break On Through to the Other Side. That sounds really amazing, in my opinion. Again, if we could have heard the crowd a little bit better, I think it would have been stronger. And then on side C, they open up with 7 Days of Heaven, which was one of their newer songs, uh, um, which is one of their new songs at the time. And then they go into Tequila and Break On Through to the Other Side. I'm sorry, that's on side C. I said that was on side B, and I was mistaken. But when they do Tequila, they use the crowd to do the tequila part, but you can't really hear it. And so I was a little bit disappointed with that. Their version of course, their classic, My Sharona, wasn't bad on here. When I did read some reviews on this, they were kind of mixed. I enjoyed the record. I enjoyed all four sides. I listened to it. It sounded, I mean, the sound quality issue on the first record was very noticeable, but it got better. And also, just a minor thing was with this, the the center hole is not was not pressed correctly, so it fits snugly on the turntable. But not a bad album. I really did enjoy listening to it. I looked it up, and the median price for this album is $20, but it's selling for a lot less on Discogs right now, and I think it's worth it. I saw some copies. I think I saw for like 13, $14 plus shipping. I think it's worth it. Great album, The Knack, live at the House of Blues 2001. I still have the price tag on it. I paid $15 for this. It's still in the shrink. It was it looked maybe played once or twice. It played perfectly. So glad to listen to that. The second album that I listened to was this Billy Joel classic, An Innocent Man. Um, I still remember when this came out uh, back in 2022. I don't know how that got on there. When this album came out in '83, this is on a white vinyl. This is a uh, a Walmart exclusive, but it sounds fantastic. A lot of people talk down um, about and it came with this poster. A lot of people talk down about Walmart releases. Some of them to me sound really good. I don't buy them very often anymore. Their prices are just a little bit too much. The price tag is still on this one. I paid $26 for this. Um, I don't know, probably a year ago or so. This was a reissue from 2022. I think I got this last year sometime in 2023. Uh, Great sound, great album. Again, I remember when this came out. I asked for this album one year for Christmas. I think I was in. It wasn't immediately when it came out. I think I was in high school, so it was probably around '85 that I got this album for Christmas. Quickly became one of my favorites. I wasn't very familiar with Billy Joel at the time, but again, some of my favorites on here, of course. Um, on side one, Tell Her About It. That's just one of my favorite tunes. The Longest Time, I like the doo-wop sound with that. An Innocent Man is nice, but side two is really my side. Uptown Girl, Careless Talk, Christy Lee, Leave a Tender Moment Alone, and Keeping the Faith. I think Keeping the Faith is probably my favorite song on this album, with Leave a Tender Moment Alone a close second. Great record. I really enjoy. I hadn't played this album in a while. I do have just a regular earlier pressing of this album. as well. But I don't think I've played that one for some years. When I got this one from Walmart, I want to say in 2023, I did play it. It was probably the first time I played this album in a long time. I also have it on a CD, and I think last time I played it before that was on a CD sometime during the pandemic, I want to say. But again, Billy Joel, An Innocent Man, really fantastic record. When I looked this up, the median price on this was $13. It's selling for a little bit over that. So I didn't check. Earlier pressings are probably less expensive unless you want the color variation. Um, I think an earlier pressing would probably be more worth it. The next album that I listened to was this classic from the Unifics, Sitting in the Court of Love. This album came out in 1968. This was their only album. They had a couple of 45 releases. Uh, Al Johnson, one of the original members, then had a solo career of not very many albums. I think he had maybe three solo albums over the years. This album is just absolutely great. Great, great. Um, it's on the Cap label, and I don't know why I put it back in the cover. It's on the Cap label. It opens up with the classic Court of Love. Which one should I choose is nice. Tables Turn, their version of Harper Valley PTA, I really enjoyed. I played that song maybe three or four times when I was listening to it. And their version of This Guy's in Love with You, I think is absolutely wonderful. People Got to Be Free, their version of Little Green Apples, and then they do a great version of A Hard Day's Night. This album is absolutely great. I truly enjoyed playing it. I probably will leave this out and play it again. I might even post some of the songs from this on the channel. It's that great of an album. The Unifics, Sitting in the Court of Love, 1968. I looked it up. The median price for this album is only $9, but I saw some selling in really great shape for way less than that. If you're a fan of soul music and want an inexpensive but great quality record, this is one that I highly, highly recommend. Moving on, this classic Wayne Shorter album. I was listening to its Night Dreamer. Forgot the name of it just that quickly. Let me take this out. You can see the back. Night Dreamer, featuring the great Lee Morgan on trumpet, Wayne Shorter on tenor sax, McCoy Tyner on piano, Reginald Workman on bass, Elvin Jones on drums. This is the 2023 reissue on that great uh, Blue Note label. This is a 2023 issue. This album originally was released in 1964. What did I cover this for? Not done yet. Uh, I really like most. I like side one on here, the opening track, Night Dreamer. Great tune. Then Oriental Folk Song, and the last song, Virgo. Great ballad that I really enjoy listening to. First song on side two again, Black Nile. Great song. Charcoal Blues was okay. It's not bad. It's probably my least favorite song on this album, but I still really do like it. And then the last track, Armageddon, another great tune. To this, I got this album this year, earlier this year. I've played this album already. Maybe I listened to it uh, not last week, week before last, and I probably played this album earlier in the summer. it is a really great record. If you are a fan of jazz and you are not familiar with Wayne Shorter, I think this would be a great album. Next to Speak No Evil, this is probably one of the better albums to get to know the great Wayne Shorter. I think he passed away not long ago, this year or last year. Great album, great classic Blue Note album. Of course, again, as I said, this is a reissue. Original pressings of this song, of this album can sell for hundreds of dollars. I can't afford that, but I can afford the median price on this is currently at $28, but it is selling for much less than that on Discogs, so I would highly recommend it. I got this on Discogs earlier this year. I don't remember what I paid for it, but I did buy it. It was open, but I bought some of a guy's jazz collection that mostly everything said open once, played, and then shelf stored. And so it was in perfect shape. I bought earlier this summer, I don't know, it was probably 40 records from this guy, mostly jazz. Or may have been more. I don't remember. A lot of jazz and a lot of numeral group stuff, but everything was in pristine condition. He was just selling his vinyl. He stopped collecting vinyl for whatever reason, and so his loss was, or his, I don't know, him not wanting to collect vinyl anymore was absolutely my gain. And so this is one of the great albums that I got from him. Great album by Wayne Shorter. Let's move a little bit faster here. The next one, this is a record store day. The next three records that I'll show are from this year's record store day that I got that I did listen to. This one, the great Gil Scott Heron and Brian Jackson from South Africa to South Carolina. This album originally came out, I want to say in 75. Should have wrote that down. I think it was in 75. This came out just this previous record store day. The original album was a single release. This is a double album. Here's the back cover. This album is. I had never heard the whole album before, but when my local record store uh, asked me if there was anything in particular that I wanted for the record store day, the list to me wasn't that great. There were two albums that I asked for. This was one, even though I had never heard the entire thing. I knew it wouldn't. Gil Scott Heron and Brian Jackson would not let me down. This entire album, every single song on here sounds so great. A mixture of jazzy music and some great R&B with Gil Scott Heron and Brian Jackson singing. This album is absolutely fantastic. Um, this is on two different color, uh, two different colors. The main album is on this, I don't know, this gold color, while the bonus track album is white on white vinyl. The bonus album, I guess it was just a way for him to justify getting more money. It's four songs only, three of which are live performances of songs from this album. South Carolina, which was live from the No Nukes concert at Madison Square Garden. Save the Children was live from the Blue Alley in Washington, D.C. And then Johannesburg was live from Gil Scott Heron, Black Wax. I kept it in the shrink. I didn't open it to gatefold. I don't know if maybe somewhere they mentioned when these were performed. I thought the performances were good. The fourth song is called "Let Me See Your ID." It was from Sun City Artists Against Apartheid, and I remember when that came out in the '90s. It's got some hip hop flavor to it. There is a rapper on there. It really seemed out of place to me on this album. I think it was just a spot filler, so that they could have at least the four songs to to um to justify the second album. It really doesn't fit in with the other songs on here to me. But the sound quality is good on this release. The album is really great. I am so pleased that I got this album. I paid $35 for it, and I've played this album all the way through twice already, and I really want to play it again. This Gil Scott Heron and Brian Jackson from South Africa to South Carolina. Great album. I looked up the median price on this is $23, but it's actually selling for less. I say get it while the getting is good. If you're a fan, your money, but I say go for it. The next album was another Record Store Day release. This was a blind buy. I had never heard of this artist or this album, Soul Dog. It is on this really nice orange vinyl. It looks great. I did like that. Moving on. Here's the back cover of this album. I gotta say, I didn't like it. It was kind of all over the place. It has a soulful kind of truckers theme to it. I did look up Soul Dog. This was his only release. There was one single on here, which is a song called Soul Dog. It's the first album, first song on the album, and he's a trucker just wreaking havoc, driving hundreds of miles an hour. Um, I was really I'm glad that I got it. I'm glad that I listened to it. I did look. Original pressings of this record can sell for a pretty decent amount of money. I don't remember, but it was 70, 80, $90. Um, and so I got this for $28. I'll keep it. It was, I did appreciate the song Ain't No Greens in Harlem. I thought that was okay. Big Bad Buster Brown, and the opening track Soul Dog I thought were okay. It's not an album that I'll listen to on any kind of a regular basis, but I think it's something to just have in the collection. Just for it's he only released this one song. I mean, this one album, and I think that one or maybe there was another single. I don't remember. Uh, yeah, don't really recommend this album unless you've heard it before. I would absolutely encourage you to listen to this before you buy it. The median price on this was $25, but it's selling for much less. I saw some for under $10 plus shipping on on Discogs. I only bought no, five albums for Record Store Day. My record store guy is holding another one or two for me. Um, I got the Jazz Dispensary album, which I've already uploaded some music from that. I did listen to that whole thing, but I didn't pull it to show it here. And then an album by Larry Saunders. That was another blind buy. I haven't played the whole thing yet. So far, it's not bad. Maybe I'll have it to review next week if I finish it. But anyway, just one more album left, and ooh, 24 minutes in. The Great Truck Turner soundtrack, Isaac Hayes. Oh man, this was the second album that I asked for. This came out originally in 1974. I hadn't heard this album in years. It's a lot of jazzy instrumental music, but man, oh man, is this album sound fantastic. It's a double album. Here's the back. It's got this Obi strip here on the side. and it's a double album on this translucent purple vinyl. It's a really great pressing. It sounds good. Um, I, this was another one. I just enjoyed the entire album. I really do like side one, House of Beauty, Driving, Breakthrough, The Duke, Dorinda's Party. There's so many great songs on this album that I really did enjoy listening to it. Time went by so fast when I was listening to this album. If you and I don't remember, but I think that original pressings of this album are fairly reasonably priced. But I don't remember. I didn't have this album. I'd only streamed it before. So glad to have it. So glad that I got it. Very much worth it. I don't remember how much I paid for it, but the median price on this is $34. I think that's about what I paid for this. Maybe 30. I don't remember. But it's selling for less. I would highly recommend it. I think the pressing sounds good. Great record. Really appreciated it. Um, Time is going by really fast. So I did play a couple of 12-inch singles over the last couple of weeks. The first one is titled Chicago Funk Band. This is an album, and I'm sorry, it's not an album. It's a 12-inch single with 3 songs. One of the members of this group, Ainsley Strong, is a friend of mine. I know him. He's out of Illinois. He's a musician, a DJ. He's an engineer at the phone company. He's got a lot of different jobs, but he works with this label, Solstice. He also has a job with the label. This was recorded in England. I don't remember. Um, yeah, Tina Howell. It's probably hard to see, but the lady right here, she lives in the UK. A lot of their artists on this label live in the UK. This was actually recorded in the UK, if I'm not mistaken. It's a great 12-inch single. I've had this. This came out in. I got this in May, maybe. It's on. I think this is called Buttermilk. Uh, Colored vinyl. No Communication was the feature song on here. It's got the vocal version at 540 and the instrumental version. It's got a disco-y house music feel, lots of energy. Uh, it's a catchy tune, great lyrics, great music on the B side. Song Jam 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 that comes in at 556, and then Comedic Dance Party that's 806. Comedic Dance Party, Jam 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 almost could be a James Brown type song, where Comedic Dance Party, more house music, heavy on the horns, sounds good, lots of energy. Um, this is an absolute great 12-inch single on the Soul Stick 360 label. I don't know if it's still they have copies for sale. I'll put a link to the website down below. I got this from Ainsley directly. He actually, it's hard to see, but he signed it for me right there. I got this from him several months ago. I it's great. Their label. He also came out with another album a few months ago. Lady's name Ruth Brown. Great soul singer. I'll have to pull that album and listen to that soon. But this 12-inch single was great. I played it a lot when I got it earlier this year, but I hadn't played it since. I'm gonna leave it out and listen to it again in the Chicago funk band. No Communication, great song. 30 minutes in, I'm so sorry. The last 12-inch single that I listened to, Don't Laugh at Me, Milli Vanilli, Girl, I'm gonna miss you. Uh, this is this has a nice extended version on there. It's on that Arista label, uh, promo 12-inch. The extended remix is really nice of Girl, I'm Gonna Miss You. And then the single version on side two. I still, when this came out, I remember me and my friends lost our minds. They used to play this at the skating rink a lot. Girl, You Know It's True, and Blame It on the Rain. We would just sit outside and with our boombox and listen to that cassette for hours. We skated at the skating rink to this song. Uh, Ironically, uh, uh, vinyl copies of that album sell for ridiculous sums of money. I have it on a CD. I don't have it on vinyl. I do have it on 12-inch. Girl, You Know It's True. And Blame It on the Rain, I think I have on a promo 45. Or the other way around, I don't remember. Those are the three songs that I really like. And so, Girl, I'm Gonna Miss You, I did enjoy listening to this. Hadn't played it in a long time. So that's it for now. I'm sorry we're over a half an hour in. For those of you who stuck with it through the whole thing, thank you so much for spending some time with me. I pray that everyone is doing well, having a productive week whenever you're watching this. Happy holidays, whether um, if you celebrate Christmas or Kwanzaa or Hanukkah or whatever your holiday is, if there is none at all. Just enjoy the season. I hope that everyone is doing well out there. Thanks for watching. And until next time, cheers, YouTube.